What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails Through Daybreak 2. Obviously, we are still technically in the demo portion of the game, since the full game doesn't come out until February 14th. But, we got started. Van was woken up by Elaine in his office, and basically described everything that was going on with this Red Grendel, and how Van, even though there had been no action taken against him, because Van is the only person that the public, well, not even the public, but just, you know, CID, the guild, etc., knows about Van and his transformation, he is the current top suspect. So it is up to Van and Elaine to essentially just prove that that wasn't him. So we are going to continue doing some research around the capital of Edith to learn more. So let's go over here, talk to these girls. I think this is actually where we get access to fishing. Obviously, I know a lot of people are disappointed that Daybreak 1 kind of did away with fishing for a game, but it is back in full force in this game. Hum, hum, hum. Man, fishing really is the best. Wonder what I'll catch today. Just make sure you don't fall in the river again, alright? Oh, this is the first. You normally only find old geezers fishing out here. Oh, you got the bug too? Or maybe you're an experienced angler, aren't you? Me, personally, I'm just a beginner. Only got my start thanks to Makino here. Well, he certainly knows his way around a fishing rod. I remember you used to invite me and Rune on your trips to the lake when we were kids. Oh yeah, guess we did do that, huh? I'll do it whenever the itch hits, but I haven't really had much of a chance lately. That's no good. Fishing is one of the highlights of life. Actually, my grandfather runs a bait and tackle shop here in Edith. Here, take this. He ordered an overstock of supplies recently. While I appreciate the free stuff, I probably won't have to use it anytime soon. That's alright. Just keep it for whenever the urge hits you. By the way, we put up pictures of all our catches on our socials. Oh my god. Social media's taken off. We go by the name of Piscatorial Party. Social media, huh? Yes, I have heard lots of people use it as a place to show off their hobbies. Fishing groups seem to be quite popular on social media lately, particularly those from the Empire and Libero. Makes sense. What do you mean? Not from Crossbell? Our boy Lloyd Banning's part of the fishing club? I think the Republic still views fishing as something best left to the professionals, however. Yeah, it can be a bit of a bummer sometimes. But that's what makes finding new fishing buddies such a treat. You'll join us, won't you? Well, I guess I don't mind. I'll go ahead and keep the gear then. Maybe I should try my hand at it again. Yep, we can do fishing now. Let's give it a shot real quick before we move on. Which means, of course, fishing is also going to be part of the achievement stuff now if you try to platinum the game. Which obviously we don't have a lot of them yet. Very basic activities for now. Yep, you press X when it tugs. And then you basically do this. You'll see it spinning, and you want to line up your line with this. Much better than having to spam the button like in the Arabonia games. Well, at least Cold Skill 1 and 2. There you have it. That's how fishing works. Alright, let's head for the tunnel over here. By the way, Elaine is a full party member now in this game. She wasn't in the first game, but she is now. Oh yeah, we have these three things as well. What's this? So, crit. Sure. No, how do I switch back? What I do? There we go.
ちょうど警部たちがいるな。話を聞いてみるか。
Oh boy, Alvis.
お疲れ様、アルビス君。
警部殿もご苦労さんだ。
レインさん、今日は非番じゃ。ってお前は。
裏解決や。何の用だ。
釣れないね。ただの野獣馬さ。
レインさん、どうしてオフにこんなやつと二人で？
オフだけど少し調べたいことができてね。大丈夫よ。私が一緒にいる以上、遊撃士規約に反する行為はさせないから。
いえ、そういうことじゃなくて。
ま、心中察するぜ。
察するな。
I had done a sweep of this area as part of the guild's investigation of the incident. But I'd like to take another look. Would that be a problem? Guess that Hercules incident started making the rounds. Fine, I'm not going to turn down a request from an A-rank racer. Bear in mind, though, that the site has mostly been cleaned up already. I'd be interested to hear what you make of this case, Arbride. Sure thing, Inspector. Ugh, follow me, you two. There's still so much blood left over, and it's already been 3 days. It's not like they could have covered it all up. I imagine it must have been a terrible scene. There were 3 victims. To say their bodies were in bad shape would be the understatement of the year. They were crushed by some extraordinary power, then torn limb from limb. At least that's the impression I get. I've seen a lot of murder scenes, but this might be the worst one yet. There's no way a human could have done all this. I won't believe it. Gotcha. So, have you identified the victims? We barely had anything to identify. All we could glean from it was... little was left was that they were part of some organized crime groups. There was no proof of that a transaction transpired beforehand. Well, there goes the deal that went up in smoke theory. This is a tough one. No wonder the investigation stalled. What did he just... Honestly, I'm not convinced there were only 3 victims here. Wait, what? He did something with his Ziffa. Oh, look, there's a stain over there. Looks like something brushed up against the spot, but how'd it get here? It's kind of hard to see, but there's some blood mixed into it. There's also a faint trail along the tracks over there. It might have been from another victim fleeing the scene. Maybe he hightailed it out here while his friends were being slaughtered. Wait, do you seriously think there's another victim? But they were all killed, weren't they? Why are you so confident that you're right? Trade secret. Anyway, the part about him taking flight is just speculation, but I'm positive that's blood over there. I'll trust your instincts then. I'll call forensics and have them come by immediately. If there was a survivor, he'll be an important witness. I feel like I might have just derailed their investigation a bit. More than just a bit, I'd say. I can't say I expected the possibility of a survivor. I'm assuming that trade secret of yours was the tech you received from Reset? That would be correct. Bingo. Forgot I told you about that. Before the start of the new year, she asked me to give it a test run, so I use it every once in a while. Works pretty well. That'll be long before it becomes standard issue. Well, I suppose it came in handy this time, at least. Thanks to that, we found a very important clue. Maybe it'll come in handy throughout the rest of our investigation. Guess we're not spending too much time down here. Alright, think we've learned all we could from Riverside. The next place on the agenda is the Grand Circuit. We can depart whenever you're ready. We've never been to the Grand Circuit yet. We obviously heard about it. Well, okay. Technically, we did kind of go to the Grand Circuit when we were doing the, you know, the underground stuff when Van first got his Grendel power. But, we never actually went to the above ground part of the Grand Circuit. This will be our first time heading over there. Let's do it. 11 a.m., not even an hour later. So this is the Grand Circuit. I'm sure you're no stranger to this place with what your passion for all things car related. I drop by to catch a race every now and then, yeah. I also come here during my rounds since people post 4 SPGs here. Did you hear there's going to be a Grand Prix Expedition race today? Yes, I read about it in the Tyrol Times. They said Maxim Lugan will be taking part. Ah, then it ought to be a damn good show. You know, it's hard to imagine a bunch of murders taking place among all this peaceful hustle and bustle. Yet, that's exactly what happened. Only 2 weeks ago at that. The actual scene of the crime is in a back alley a little ways from here. A full 2 weeks have passed between then and now, so I doubt we'll find as many clues as we did in Riverside. Never know till you try. In any event, let's head to the street on our left. It's over in that general area. So they've got rock climbing, the Grand Circuit, I guess a gift shop for the Grand Circuit, and then you've got a Ferris wheel over here.
観覧車定番の人気スポットだな。レース場が一望できるってのも好評らしいぜ。
そうらしいわね。今回の調査からはちょっと外れそうだけど。
I mean, she's not wrong. I believe the shop in here should have a gift. Oh, nope, not yet. It might be sometime later in the game. Oh, I think there's actually also something else over here. Goes back here. Yep. What in the world is this? Couldn't say, but it's bizarre as hell. Why is it here in the middle of the city? You don't suppose it's an explosive device? Nah, I'm not getting a whiff of anything dangerous. Looks like it's fitted with some sort of orbital locking mechanism. If that's all the protection it's got, I might actually be able to get it open. Oh, by what means? Marduk gave me a little trick for this kind of thing. Might as well give it a shot. Yep, new type of minigame here. Chess with orbital locks. Yeah, so you have to do a little minigame. And then it'll open. You play as Mare and you go through a little mini game here. You're just navigating a maze in the time limit. You gotta watch out for the things roaming around. And then you have to do the buttons that appear. See? Simple. Obviously that was a tutorial one, so it wasn't going to be that tough. Alright, cool. We got an arts driver. I see, so it's a hacking system that uses a holo as an avatar. Or perhaps I should call it a feature specific to your holo in particular. Yeah, it renders the protection as a virtual space, then disables it through a specialized procedure. I've never tried it before, though. Glad I didn't embarrass myself. Your tricks of the trade never fail to surprise me. Just try not to use them for anything illicit. On a separate note, what do you suppose this was doing here in the first place? Good question. Almost feels like they wanted somebody to crack it. Doesn't seem dangerous, though, so we can take on any others we find down the road, too. Not a speck of prudence in you, is there? Sure. I'll take a fresh salad. See, everyone having a good time here, having some lunch and a nice, nice day. It's February, so I'm sure it's not too warm here. So the crime scene's just past here, yeah? Damn, must be blocked off for construction or something. Actually, the CID put us here to stave off any curious onlookers. The public was informed that there was a shootout between rival gangs. They found a few unidentified descendants here. like in Riverside. Normally, I'd vote bust this wall down and let ourselves in. There's too many people around here. Besides, I doubt there'll be any leftover clues to sniff out, like you said earlier. But we might learn something over at the Grand Prix. A lot of people come and go that way because of it. If we're lucky, we might find someone there who remembers what happened that night. I suppose we have nothing to lose at this point. You and Paulette are there now, yes? Why don't we check up on them? Sure, sounds good to me.
Exhibition race は確か無料開放されていたわね。
ああ、そろそろ大詰めのはずだが。
Oh, hey! It's our boy, Giordano. Thank Gatos you made it in time. I'd lost all hope when we hit that traffic jam. The shortcut you took was wild. Where'd you learn to drive like that anyhow? You can cool with the kudos, brother. All I did was take the optimal route to the optimal speed to get you daddy-os where you need to go. Daddy-os? Outside that itty-bitty philosophy, I'm just your average cabbie, baby. Must have been fate that brought you into my seats. You ever need another ride? Giordano's got you covered, brother. Wow, he's one cool cat. Ain't that the truth? Damn, look at him go. Wow, that was rather exciting. I know they broadcast these on the radio and city screens, but it's so much more engaging in person. Yeah, you said it. Champ's been on a roll lately. Just keeps getting better and better all the time. But he still can't afford to rest on his laurels, or he'll be left in the dust by this year's new rising star. Yeah, they were talking about that in the newspaper. I forget what the guy's name was, though, off the top of my head. The 1209 Grand Prix is going to be an event to remember. I can feel it. Well, caught me intrigued. Perhaps we'll keep an eye on the finals, then. Alright, once things settle down, we can start casing the place. Well, let's find Yume and Paulette. Let's see if there's anyone else we recognize here. Is that, Graham? No. I thought that might have been some of our racing buddies from the first game. Like Graham and the others that we always see over at Bradley's garage. Oh, she's like they're like people, what are they called? Not cheerleaders. I think there's another word for them. The people who are basically you know, they represent every different car company in like normal NASCAR and stuff like that. But I forget. Well, let's say hello. Oh, hey, Marielle. Good to see you.
おめでとうございます、マクシム・ルーガン選手。いやー、危なげなく見事優勝を手にされましたね。
He's sponsored by Vegas Film.
何？今まで積み重ねてきたものとファンの皆さんの応援のおかげさ。この勝利を捧げるよ。観客席の天使たちにね。
やれやれ。マシンに乗ってる間はチャンピオンなんだがな。
マリエルさんも頑張っているわね。
Look how happy she is.
ファンも来てたの。であれ、エレインちゃんだ。こんにちは、ゆめちゃん。ポーレットさんも。
Paulette's probably thrilled to see them
こんに
together.
ちは。珍しい組み合わせ。でもないのかしら。
ああ、ちょっとした仕事でな。
Shooting down Paulette's hope.
最後の方しか見られませんでしたが、すごいレースでしたね。
マクシムのおじさんすごかったね。ビューンって超速かった。
ま、レース場じゃ右に出る者はいねえな。今年は手強いライバル候補もいるし、本戦はまだわからねえだろうが。
そうね。あとは頑張りと集中力次第でしょ。今日みたいに妙に観客席を意識しすぎていると難しいかしら。
手厳しいね。
ゆめ、本戦も見る。おじさんを応援してあげないと。
マクシムさんも100人力でしょうね。
ここでスポンサーを代表してこの方から記念カップが授与されます。エルザイム公国ジータースバール公女殿下。
The Princess of Elzheim, so this would be Shareed's sister.
おめでとうございます、ルーガン選手。実に見事なレースでしたね。決勝でのご活躍も楽しみにしています。
光栄です、麗しのプリンセス。
あのお姉ちゃん、お姫様なんだ。
エルザイム皇太子シェリド殿下の妹君。
Not like he really mentioned it.
へえ、今回のレースに公国が出資してるのは聞いてたが。ああ、妹君がいらっしゃるんでしたね。
Oh no, I guess they did
だいぶ
mention
年
that.
が離れた。
これがまた私の立つ背がなくなるくらい頭の切れる娘でね。王位継承予定ながら不甲斐ない兄を支えようと何かと口を出してくる始末さ。
確かまだ17、8歳だったか。聞いてた通り兄貴よりしっかりしてそうだな。
チャンピオンのレースを間近に見られたのはまさしく良好でした。特に最後のデッドヒートは胸躍るようで、あのパーフェクトドライバー2の名シーンが蘇るようでしたね。
あの映画も見ていただけましたか。重ねて光栄の至りです。ポーレットたちへの絶好のアピールチャンス。いやー、当時のオファーはまさしく運命的でした。
He needs to realize that they like him more as himself, not who he tries to be as Maxim.
演じたマックス選手も僕に通じるところがありまして。
それは興味深いお話ですね。何でも全てのレースシーンがノンスタントで撮影されたとか。映画産業と Z1 レースを進行する我が国としてはぜひ3のロケ地としての名乗りを。
はあ、なんだこの熱量とオーラ。
Right? She's more overbearing than her brother.
公女殿下も含めて改めてインタビューさせていただければ。長くなりそうだし、私たちはこの辺で失礼するわね。
It is nice to see that Marielle has kind of picked herself up after, you know, everything that happened with Dingo.
おう、夕方の仕込みもあんだろうしな。
ねえママ、ゆめ観覧車になりたいな。
ちょっとだけよ。それじゃあね、バンさんたち。はい、お気をつけて。
さてと、面倒だが俺たちはもう少し付き合っていくか。
ええ、せっかくだしマリエルさんにも話を聞いておきたいところね。
ポーレットたちは
あれ、あそこにいるのは。兄様から聞いていた。
What, did he show you a picture? I always wonder that. It's like, oh, I've heard about them. It's like, heard about who? You're just seeing two random people in the audience. After the award ceremony drew to a close, Van and Elaine met up with Marielle. They decided to have a little chat with her in the beer garden outside. They call this is called a beer garden? I never knew that.
奇遇ですね、バンさんにエレインさん。まさかお二人で観戦に来てたなんて思いませんでしたけど。いろいろと事情があってね。それについての話をしたくて。でもその前に最近頑張ってるみたいね。
お前さんが俗っぽいレースの取材を精力的にやってるなんてな。政治記者志望とか言ってなかったか。
今年からどんどん仕事の幅を広げていきたいなと思ってまして。
Atta girl.
あの人の背中に追いつくためにも、いつか乗り越えていくためにも、今はとにかく精進あるのみですから。
そうかい。ま、やりたいことが見えてんなら俺から言うことは何もねえ。せいぜいやるだけやってみるといい。あいつの背中に恥じねえようにな。
私も応援しているわ、マリエルさん。同じく道半ばの身としてもね。はい、ありがとうございます。ところでお二人が動いている事情っていうのは？そっちもスクープの匂いがプンプンしますけど。
ああ、改めてお前さんにも話を聞かせてもらうか。
We trust her enough, obviously, to fully let her in. Van Lane caught Meryl up to speed on the ongoing murder case. So the rumors were true. The police and the CID have been keeping a tight lid on the situation, but that hasn't stopped me from digging into it on my own. Oh yeah? Well, that makes this easy for us. Did your investigation bear any fruit?
もしかするとなんですけど、私犯人に遭遇したことあるかもしれません。
Huh? Wait, what? Are you serious? You really ran into them? Well, I'm not like 100% sure. I guess it's possible my mind was playing tricks on me. It all happened 2 weeks ago. I was covering the final qualifying round of the Z1 Grand Prix. For some reason, my camera was acting a little funny that day, so I left in a hurry to get it checked. And because I was in a rush, I took a route that, in hindsight, wasn't exactly the safest. That walkway we saw before, and there he is. Then I came face to face with a man wearing a black trench coat. He had his hat pulled down over his eyes, so I couldn't get a good look at his face. But I realized immediately he was bad news. The moment I saw him, I was totally paralyzed from head to toe. But he didn't slaughter her. While I was standing there, completely frozen in place, he walked right past me. But then he was gone. When I was finally able to turn around, he was gone. The next morning, I heard there were bodies found near that very same passageway. The police told the press there were... It almost looked like the guy was even smiling, so that's interesting. The police told the press there were victims in a gang fight, but I didn't buy that for a second. That's why I started looking into it in my downtime. Sounds like you practically brushed shoulders with the culprit around the time of the incident. It's a wonder you're even alive right now. You really do have the devil's own luck, you know that? Too bad the victims didn't share your good fortune. Speaking of, I was looking into those unidentified bodies. Believe it or not, I was able to dig up a name. I think it was Desire or something. Oh yeah, those guys. We ran into them during one of our 4 SPGs last year. Yeah, them. They're a gang here in the capital that had ties to Almada. Those guys have been stirring the pot all over the place since the end of last year, apparently. We received numerous reports of violence, fraud, and acts of aggression on their account against other criminal entities. The guild has been keeping tabs on them as a result. From what I heard, they've been uncharacteristically quiet of late. Could it be they're involved in this case somehow? You really think so? The more I think on it, the more the pieces seem to fit together. Maybe. I still think it's too early to make any solid conclusions. Except for one thing, you need to steer clear of this case. Start poking your nose where it don't belong and you'll find yourself sleeping with the fishies real soon. Hey, why'd you have to go and put that image in my head? Are you trying to give me nightmares? Okay, fine, I'll try not to cross into the line of fire. I'll just tiptoe around the edges. I swear to Eidos. We need to wrap this case up quickly for her sake. To recap, we learned 2 things. 1, there was a survivor of the incident in Riverside. 2, Desire may be involved. What do you make of all this? Well, first, I think it's a given that Desire's wrapped up in this somehow. Their friends were murdered here 2 weeks ago, so they were probably all up in arms clamoring for revenge. I bet they charged headlong into Riverside 3 days ago to find the culprit and got their asses beat. We're still missing a few pieces of the puzzle, but the picture's becoming clearer. What we need right now is proof, so why don't we pay Desire a little visit? Wait, you know where their base is at? I know its approximate location, yes. The guild has been gathering information on them for quite some time now. Their members were spotted in the 9th District. What? The center of Marche? That's right. There's a strong chance their base of operations is located there. Now, let's say we find them and crash their little party. Heh, now you're speaking my language. Well, you heard her. Let's just see if there's anyone else interesting walking around. Gunner.
クライミングウォールか。楽しそうね。もう少し高さがあればいいのだけど。
いやいや、十分高いだろ。お前の運動能力を基準にしてもな。
She wish it was taller than this. Well, that is a lane for you. I wonder if, yep, here they are. Yume seems to have enjoyed herself. It's good to know this little breather was worth it. You and Elaine are still on the job, right? Don't overdo it out there. For sure. You guys take care, too. I'll be sure to stop by the bistro again when I can. The Z1 was super cool, and so was Maxim. I was kind of worried since he always makes himself look bad at the bistro. He did pretty okay today, though, so I'll keep cheering him on next time, too. If the champ himself heard you say that, he'd probably break down in tears of joy. A bit lukewarm as far as praise goes, but at least he got to prove his dignity as a professional. Alright, let's do it. Center Marche, another new location that we didn't get to go to in the first game. Which, as the name suggests, it's just a big market area. Alright, another hour has passed. Market's as bustling as ever. People are packed in here like sardines. Hardly a surprise, seeing as how this is the largest marketplace in the capital. And that's why it's popular with seedy types as well. Hard to believe we're coming here together again after all these years. Ooh. You're telling me. Feels like it was just yesterday we were dropping by to pick up supplies for the student council. Aw. That bastard Renee just loved pushing that job onto me. Ugh. I wasn't even a real member, damn it. I mean, you may as well have been one, considering how much work you ended up doing for us in the end. Aw. Alright, enough reminiscing. We gotta figure out where those Desire punks are holed up. Right, let's start by asking around. I'm catching a whiff of something here. Smells like trouble. Maybe I should check the bulletin board, just in case. 4 SPG time! Which, of course, we are going to do all the optional 4 SPGs we can. New up-and-coming patisserie in the Center Marche by the name of Gâteau de Dun has been the subject of a seemingly rumor. Okay. Our first 4 SPG of the game. Hey there, you the Kenny that put out that request? That would be me, yes. I'm assuming that makes you the Spriggan. And you feel like I've seen you somewhere before. I get that a lot. It's like the me confused with someone else. I'm just your average citizen looking to lend a hand to the Spriggan. Surely. Anyway, why don't you start explaining your request to us? Right, of course. Now where to begin? Are either of you familiar with Gâteau de Dun? No, I don't believe I am. Yeah, I know him. They're that other patisserie that opened at the end of last year, right? The guy running it used to be involved with some rough types, so I heard he had a pretty hard time bringing customers at first. Now, though, word's been getting out about how great his sweets are. Stuff's top-notch, apparently. Haven't had the pleasure of trying it myself, though. Ever the expert. Haha, it sounds like you have quite the sweet tooth. If I may, Have you had the chance to try the sweets at our shop? You opened around the same time as Gateau de Dun, right? Nah, not yet, but I've definitely had my eye on you guys. Maybe I'll come back when I have more time. Then I await your patronage. Back to your request. This rumor about Gateau de Dun. Yeah, that's new. What are they saying? Well, I hate to contribute to all the gossip, but I've heard they're using spoiled ingredients. Spoiled ingredients? That sure sounds like an issue. There's been no word of anyone getting food poisoning, but people are complaining of the flavors tasting a bit off. I see. This has the potential to ruin the reputation of everyone in the district. And considering we sell baked goods as well, turning a blind eye to this would spell nothing but trouble. Anyway, once you have proof of his wrongdoing, I'd like for you to bring Dunn to me. I'll try to convince him to use more quality ingredients. If this were to be taken to the police or bracers, it's likely that suspicion would be placed all over the entire marché. You contacted Spriggan so you could keep it self-contained, didn't you? That's correct. So does it sound like a request you're willing to take on? It looks like you're in a tough spot. Yes, but it's hard to believe Gateau de Dun would do something to jeopardize their recent rise in popularity. I suppose it's possible they're using cheap ingredients to keep down costs. Some place will do anything for more money in their pockets. Anyway, as someone who's had his eye on Gateau de Dun, this is personal. Oh boy. Now, I will just say it here, unlike the last game, I don't believe there's anything in this game to where your alignment actually matters. Like, in the last game, we had the whole thing during the stuff with Arashian where, depending on how high your alignment was, you could choose to side with a certain group, but I don't believe there's anything in this game that has relevance to that. So you can really just do it however you want, and of course, if you're, you know, trying to platinum the game, you obviously want to max everything out if you can. Sure, we'll help out. Alright, we're on the case. For the record, I'm fairly knowledgeable about the Centre Marché. Leave getting proof up to us. We'll be sure to take care of it. Thank you very much. Now then, let's start by asking people in the area who might have some info. The market manager is Old Man Romain, right? Yes, if anyone knows anything, it would be him. We should also talk to Sabrina, one of the food truck owners. She has plenty of contacts, plus she handles ingredients for restaurants through the marché. Whenever I need to investigate something in the area, I tend to rely on her. In that case, I'll go ahead and talk to one of the marché brokers, Malcolm. He does a lot of business with Victor at Montmartre and some other places around town. I'm sure he'll have some insight on the situation. Well, it sounds like neither of us has any shortage of personal connections. Let's start by talking to those three. Right, let's get going.
4SPG 始めると
Our
しましょ
first
う
4SPG of the game. Now, I want to do something before we get started on that. I did this when I played the Japanese release of the game, because I was just curious if it would work, and I don't think they ever patched it out, but we'll find out. Yep, you can go fishing in this little fountain, which I found hilarious. A Kasagin. I mean, I guess you can kind of see the fish in there, but it's still funny because this is just like a casual fountain. Alright, we'll at least get started. I don't think we'll finish this quest before we end the video, but we can at least talk to... We'll talk to Sabrina here.
あの頃より数段豊富になったな。
そうね。貿易も年々盛んになっているし、仕事とはいえ、またこうして回るのも悪くないわね。
By the way, the intro to this game before your first battle is so much longer than the first Daybreak. Like, obviously, pretty early on, you go into, you know, the underground with Agnes and you start fighting, whereas here it's like, we've already done over an hour of stuff and we still haven't fought anything yet. But yeah, let's talk to Sabrina and then we'll probably end the video here.
ちょっといいか?
Why, if it isn't Elaine, and you're wearing your normal clothes, not on duty today? Oh, I see you're on a date. Oh man, everyone is just saying that. No, I'm just here helping him with his work. There's something we'd like to ask you here. I love how, like, almost every person we're going by we have a conversation with during this prologue is just assuming they're on a date, which isn't completely, you know, not understandable because we do know their history that they did date while they were at Aramis, and obviously there is still some stuff between them. I see a Spriggan, are you? Yeah, I've heard the rumor. It seems like there's more than a few people in the Marche that believe it. I'm sure that has a lot to do with what they know of Dunn's past. That does seem to be what their reasoning is based on. He's used to shady business, or I knew he'd go back to his old ways. And that's just a few of the things I've heard people saying. Everyone's got something to say, huh? Still, not like I can deny impressions matter. That being said, it's a little hard to justify their opinions when their rumors are baseless. Although I suppose we don't know the whole truth yet. Yeah, we need to remember to remain unbiased here. Anyway, do you know anything else? Not really. Dunn and I aren't particularly close. There's not much more I can say, to be honest. Alright, thank you for your help. No, we'll talk to the second person. Because that went a lot faster than I was expecting. There are a lot of shops here, so we can take a look. Oh, there we go. Fishy tassel. For Elaine, who would have guessed, right? Oh, right, we have to, So she has a full 4. Oh, everyone just has 4. Alright, so we can look at all the characters who are here. At least as of right now. So everyone gets 4 levels, except for Yume, who gets 3. So there you go with that. Oh, hey, Shino. Well, if it ain't Shino setting up in the Center Marché for the day, huh? This must be the mobile bar I've been hearing so much about recently. All good things, of course. Wait, what do you mean? That's a weird dialogue there, because they both sat down in front of Shino's bar last game. I'm flattered. No doubt I have my regulars to thank for that. Are the two of you off duty today? Despite the plainclothes, no. Van and I have some business that needs taken care of. Hopefully we'll manage to wrap it up before the sun goes down. I see. Here's a little something for you then. It's on the house. Best of luck with your work. Thoughtful as ever. Good looking out. Yes, much appreciated. We'll stop by again once our things are finished on our end. Glad to hear it. I'll save you a seat. That's nice. Shino's screwdriver. That's the drink she was working on. You know, the thing she wants to impress her instructor Bermati with. Hey there. How's business? Well, if it isn't the Spriggan from Old Town. Something I can do for you? Yeah, we wanted to ask you about some of the goings-on in the Marché. Van asked about Gateau de Dunn. I've heard the rumor, been keeping an eye on his shop myself. I was even thinking of helping him out with his supply purchasing lately. You know, give his business a boost. But now, I can really only watch from afar. Does that mean you believe Dunn is guilty? No, I'm totally neutral here. It's a bit of a toss-up whether or not it's all true. Anyway, Dunn's been able to keep out of hot water so far because of his popularity, but he's gonna need to keep that rumor in check. It's possible that some people from his past are coming back to haunt him. Or it could simply be the work of someone who's jealous of his success. I can't argue with that. But it's not just a rumor. There really is something wrong with his sweets, right? Yeah, he has unfortunately received a few complaints. And every one of them mentioned the fruit sauce on his favorite featured dish. Because of that, there's really not much more I can do for the kid. Not if there's even a smidge of truth to them. Hey, if you can, do your best to find out what's really going on here. Don't worry, I always finish what I start. Thanks for your help. Well, now he does. He dropped out of school before, so that's not exactly a full truth. Alright, so next time we'll go ahead and talk to the last person on our list to get some more information about what's going on with this Gateau de Dun, and we will take our business from there. Obviously, we still need to do some research on where Desire is hanging out in the area as well once we're done with this. So that's gonna be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.